Jam. Toon Jam. Hello and welcome to Toon Jam Podcast.
Yay.
I am Matt.
And I'm J-Man.
And today we're going back to the past with the Yogi Bear Show. I was pausing for an applause.
Yeah, I was waiting.
The Yogi Bear Show. You probably know it.
Yeah.
Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
Pretty big character. He's a bear with a green hat and he's got like a green tie and just a collar. Just collar.
Yeah, just collar. That's just how he does it.
Yeah, fair enough. Each to their own. So a bit of info about the Yogi Bear Show. It's an American animated television series centering around the misadventures of a forest-dwelling bear, Yogi, in Jellystone Park, which is a play on Yellowstone Park.
Oh, I get it now.
Which is a national park in America. The show debuted on January 30th, 1961 and ran for 33 episodes until January the 6th, 1962. So not long at all. 33 episodes. You know, for such a big character, like, you remember him so well. He was only in 33 episodes of his show. Two other segments for the show were Snagglepuss and Yaki Doodle. The show had a 2-year production run. So there was only 2 seasons. So a little bit of info about each character. Yogi Bear, voiced by Dawes Butler, impersonating Art Carney, and Boo Boo Bear, voiced by Don Messick, reside in Jellystone Park and would often try to steal picnic baskets, which is how he says it, picnic baskets, while evading Ranger Smith, voiced also by Don Messick. I didn't know that.
Oh.
He does both. Yogi also had a relationship with his girlfriend Cindy Bear, voiced by Julie Bennett. So that's your synopsis of Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
We only watched Yogi Bear, but I'll go through the others anyway, just because it's part of the show. It's a bit of fun.
It's fun.
Snagglepuss, you may remember him. He was a mountain lion. I didn't know that.
Oh.
Who was also voiced by Dawes Butler, this time impersonating Bert Lahr. These are all names I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a heads up, but I'm sure there's some well-known, well-educated folks out there that probably know these older characters. He tries to make his life hospitable while occasionally evading a hunter named Major Minor, also voiced by Don Messick. Now this one, Yaki Doodle, is probably the least known of the three.
Yeah.
There's a little yellow duck, voiced by Jimmy Weldon, in the style of Donald Duck.
Yeah.
Which to me, that's just like, you can't just say that. It's like
Yeah.
ripping him off. It just is, you know, the others are, I imagine, actual like acting personalities.
Yeah.
I suppose it's still a bit rip-offy. It's a bit of a rip-offy technique. But so he is a duck who lives with his best friend Chopper the Bulldog, who is Vance Colvig impersonating Wallace Beery. I would have stopped reading them, but they're all impersonators. So I feel like I just want to tell you that. Chopper would usually protect Yaki from being eaten by Fibber Fox, voiced by Dawes Butler impersonating Shelley Berman.
Oh, Shelley Berman.
Or Alfie Gator, voiced by Dawes Butler impersonating Alfred Hitchcock. There you go, I know that one.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's pretty funny.
There you go.
So that's a load of unnecessary info about the Yogi Bear Show. But I do want to go through, before we really get into it, because it's a bit of fun. Following the show's cancellation in 1962, many spin-off incarnations featuring movies and specials first appeared. That doesn't make sense, but they came after anyway. So this is really why we know Yogi Bear to this day. So in 64 there was a film. Hey there, it's Yogi Bear.
Hey there.
Hey there,
It's Yogi Bear.
it's Yogi Bear, and that was an animated film with Yogi Bear in it.
Yeah.
Then after that there was a 1-hour special which first aired in 1972 called Yogi's Ark Lark, in which Yogi and fellow Hanna-Barbera stars go on a journey to find the perfect place.
Oh,
as you do.
okay.
In 1973, we had Yogi's Gang,
Nice.
which spun off from Yogi's Ark Log and ran for one season. Laugh Olympics in 1977. No info on that. Yogi's Space Race,
Nice.
featuring Yogi and friends in outer space, 1978.
Sounds good.
Off into the 80s, Yogi's First Christmas,
Oh.
made for television movie. Yogi Bear's All-Star Comedy Christmas Caper in 82. Yogi's Treasure Hunt,
Oh.
which was part of the futuristic world of Hanna-Barbera in 85, featured Yogi and pals hunting for lost treasure.
Oh.
Doesn't sound particularly futuristic.
No,
but
not at all.
there you go.
They've already been to space.
Maybe it means...
Space trip?
sorry, I've read that wrong. The funtastic, not
Ah.
futuristic. Sorry, I was just quickly reading and... but don't worry, there's many more. 87, Yogi's Great Escape,
Oh, nice.
which is part of Superstars 10 television film. Then 87 again, Yogi Bear and the Magical Flight of the Spruce Goose. There's a few that are part of this Superstars 10. Invasion of the Space Bears.
Nice.
And then we've got the new Yogi Bear show, which is an update that was released in 88. So you're born around now.
Yeah. I'm alive now.
You're alive now. And then in 1990, I'm alive now.
Yeah.
But I've been alive for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Wake, Rattle and Roll, which first aired in syndication and later on the Disney Channel. I don't know what that is. Yo Yogi, 91.
Yeah, Yogi.
Yo Yogi. Yogi and the Easter Bear, 94. Arabian Nights. But he was only in one segment of it with the magic lamp.
Right.
94. A Day in the Life of Ranger Smith and Boo Boo Runs Wild. Two shorts directed by John Crickfalusi, who did Ren Stimpy.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
So they've been
John
interesting.
Kay, yeah.
Yeah, because obviously he's not usually called that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
that's why.
And that's why. They would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind watching them. And then we get into Yogi Bear, a live-action CGI film in 2010.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if you remember that.
Because it was Justin Timberlake Boo Boo in that one.
Yeah, it's something like that, wasn't it? Who was Yogi?
I don't remember.
Oh, Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That checks out.
I guess like Bill Murray did so well with Garfield that
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd wanted a piece of the pie
That's
on
it.
that one.
Hey, let me in.
And then 2020 upcoming web show on HBO Max.
What?
Jellystone! Exclamation mark.
Oh, snap.
So
On HBO.
HBO Max, which is like
Their streaming service.
yeah. So they've
Right.
got a few animated stuff on there. I
Right.
think, so
It's not going to be like a HBO show.
no.
I'd be into
Oh yeah,
that.
like real HBO
Yeah.
show.
A really gritty,
Yeah.
intense thing. Yeah. I would watch that.
But that's all of them. That's everything. I mean, there's a few little bits and bobs here and there that he appeared in.
But Yogi's been through the ringer.
Yeah, it's no wonder that we still know him today.
Yeah.
Really.
So many appearances. He just keeps going.
He just keeps going. He's non-stop.
I mean, who else does that?
I guess it's like
some characters just disappear, don't they?
Yeah,
They're just
they do.
gone.
Like,
And you're
Yankee Doodle or
yeah,
what's his name?
That duck.
Yeah,
The duck no one cares about.
no one cares about that.
Yeah, he's gone.
No more. I mean, Snagglepuss,
Yeah,
we don't really see now, but
No.
you kind of still know him.
yeah.
They did a comic book. DC did a comic book recently. Very good, worth reading.
Yeah.
Not what you'd expect. It's not like, I mean, if you're like, I want more Snagglepuss like I remember, then
Yeah.
don't read it. But if you want something a bit different,
Go for it.
it is. I recommend.
There you go.
Wholeheartedly thumbs up.
Matt recommends.
However, today we are talking about the Yogi Bear show.
Yogi's
In
Bear.
particular, just Yogi Bear segment that we watched, which was called Booby Traps or something like
Booby
that.
trapped bear.
Booby Trap Bear, in which Ranger Smith to stop him from stealing picnic baskets.
Cool.
Starts putting booby traps in picnic baskets. And oh boy, does Yogi fall for it.
Oh man.
So it's a series of comical booby traps, really, that Yogi falls into. And
Mm.
as I remember, like, it was always the case where Yogi would... So it would start off... This is pretty much the layout of most episodes, I remember. It would start off, Yogi gets picnic basket. Ranger stops him, and he has to keep trying to get them, but then keeps getting foiled.
Yeah.
And then by the end, he ends up getting one over on the Ranger.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what happens in this episode.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. A few comical bits and bobs here and there, like punching gloves coming out of them.
Yeah.
Precariously placed picnic baskets. My favourite was the one under a, like, in the wedged in a sword tree. So when he grabbed it, the tree comes down on him.
And I love that he just still attempted to outrun the tree as well.
Yeah, I mean, you could have just sidestepped.
He could have just gone around the back.
But no, that's not what Yogi wanted to do. And then Boo Boo's just sort of actually smarter than him, and just is always like, "Oh, I don't know if this is going to work."
I don't know, Yogi.
Yeah.
Kind of
Oh no, Yogi. Sort of.
Yeah.
Whatever, however he talks.
Yeah, I've kind of forgotten.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's like, because Yogi's he does find a way to get those picnic baskets. Like at the start of this, I thought his plan was pretty ingenious. He stops cars and then pretends to be the health inspector.
Yeah, and he does it by wearing a ranger's hat.
Yeah.
So they don't know that he's a bear.
But then the first car that he stops, they're like, "You're a bear," and he's like, "Well, that's just how we do things around here."
And it works, to be fair, yeah.
And so Boo Boo has to check the sandwiches for poison.
So they eat, and then as soon as he's bitten into the sandwich, they're like, "Yeah, we need to take these off you."
Yeah, got to confiscate the whole picnic basket. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's got some cool little moments.
Yeah.
Did you watch it much when you were younger?
Yeah, I actually had a video.
Oh,
yeah.
Video.
The video comes
I didn't
out.
have a video of this one.
I remember it had a bright pink cover with just Yogi's face on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I used to.
I wonder which one it was.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it was the old ones?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember any episodes, annoyingly.
I wonder how different the newer ones look. So I remember them looking like this.
Yeah, because it's got a real look about it.
The Hanna-Barbera look.
Yeah, and the backgrounds are very, like, they look like they're made with, like, charcoal or whatever.
Yeah,
they're they've sort of got real sketchy
and the outlines
edges.
don't quite go around it properly.
That's it. Yeah.
It's very of the time.
That's
50s, 60s backdrop.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has a nice feel to it.
Yeah, really, it's got a good charm.
Yeah,
like,
and the characters are not like Yogi and Boo Boo.
Yeah,
can't go wrong with them too.
That's it.
Ranger Smith is just annoying enough to be a good adversary, but nice enough to you kind of think he is only trying to do his job.
That's it. Yeah.
So there's no real villain in.
No.
Because it's like him and Yogi are both. I feel like they're both villains in their own way.
Yeah.
And both good guys in their own way.
That's it. It's a real nice balance because you're kind of rooting for both of them in a way.
And the only character that's really sort of caught in the middle of it is Boo Boo.
Yeah.
He's like he is an accomplice to Yogi.
That's it.
He's kind of the straight man. He just has to do it.
It's just like, I guess we're doing this now.
Yeah, and it's like an old-fashioned thing, isn't it? Where it is. I mean, it's not necessarily an old-fashioned thing, but it is like that. That was like the comedy back then was you had a straight man and you had a Yogi sort of character, and it does stick to that.
It works.
Quite well.
Yeah, it does work.
You're watching the Yogi Bear Show on VHS Special Hour. If you enjoy this show, why don't you purchase the rest of our VHSs, such as
Yogi Goes Swimming,
Yogi on Ground,
Yogi Up in Outer Space Martian Land,
Yogi's Midnight Boogaloo,
Yogi Tries Psychiatry,
Yogi Drops the Hula Hoop. So I think this comes from a there's like a group in there of Hanna-Barbera characters that have these kind of short episodes.
Yeah.
So obviously we've already named the ones on this show, but there's like Huckleberry Hound and Quick Draw McGraw.
Mm-hmm.
I think Yogi is probably the best of those.
Yeah.
I don't have particularly fond memories of a lot of them.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean? Growing up, like,
Yeah.
I never, when they came on, sometimes you wanted to like them,
Yeah.
but they were just a bit. But Yogi was always alright. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just more. I feel like almost with the impersonations and stuff, it's like the comedy is possibly slightly outdated.
Right.
And as they move on, you just don't get as many of the jokes.
Yeah.
Because do you remember in like there was I'm trying to remember what it was. I don't know if it was like Tom and Jerry or Odd Looney Tunes episode where they'd have like these weird celebrities in. I remember there was one where they went to an awards night and there was loads of celebrities.
Right.
But as a kid, you just like, I don't know who any of these people are.
Yeah.
Because they're celebrities from like what seems like 100 years ago.
Yeah,
when you were a kid.
yeah.
Just like, what? Who is that?
Exactly.
And then as you grow old, you just sort of know them from that, and and it's not even funny. Because when you see them in real life, that's like the joke.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure I saw them in a Looney Tunes cartoon.
That's it.
So yeah, it kind of just doesn't hit like when you're a kid, and you wonder if it did then. Which, going back to our sort of point about adult cartoons, it is hard to tell with Hanna-Barbera. Maybe they were just way more adult than you realise growing up. I mean, Yogi Bear isn't.
No, it's pretty innocent, isn't it?
Yeah. But there's loads of and there's loads of, it's weird, there's loads of characters they've got that they don't use anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's why we've got these weird comic books of, like I said, like Snagglepuss, and like DC are just pushing out a load of like new, more sort of adult versions and takes on them that aren't like at all considered to be part of their canon or anything.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to see them. But they're not doing anything else with the characters.
Yeah. It's weird that like some people just continue to make iteration after iteration.
Yeah.
But like it is odd how some of them stop. Like Yogi is obviously just like they made him run for as long as they could, and they just keep doing it.
Yeah, just do it.
Then the others, they're just like, nah, all right.
Yeah. I mean, the Hair Bear bunch.
Yeah.
Remember them?
Yeah, I do remember.
Secret Squirrel.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Secret Squirrel.
Just all these characters that are sort of like, you could do whatever you wanted with them now. And just do them for kids and still easy. But they just don't, it's weird, isn't it? They don't think there's a market for that kind of cartoon anymore?
Yeah.
Or?
Maybe people don't want to write
I mean,
for them.
They've got this Scooby-Doo film coming out. Scoob. I think we talked about it before. And they're on about starting a Hanna-Barbera universe, so to speak. So maybe we'll see some of them there. Maybe Yogi will be in it at some point.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
He just pops up.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if you're going to have... He's like one of the main sort of characters, isn't he, really? I mean, Yogi's Lark arc.
Yeah.
It was him. It was him finding the home for all.
That's it.
So yeah, maybe we will see those kind of characters.
That would be pretty interesting.
I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see the Hair Bear bunch. But if we did, I'd equally be like, oh, look, it's the Hair Bear bunch.
Yeah.
It's the Hair Bear bunch. But I don't know, I couldn't say who... I mean, you've got those, like Scooby-Doo. He's always been around. They do keep pushing that out for newer audiences and stuff.
That's it.
But then there's ones like the Flintstones. We don't see them come around that often.
No.
They seemed to when we were kids.
I feel like dinosaurs were like big.
I think kids always like dinosaurs,
yeah,
don't
that's
they?
true. I suppose there was just like you had like Jurassic Park and like the dinosaurs, like the weird John Goodman and like.
I feel like it's not a bad thing that it's not around all the time, but I feel like Flintstones is something you should do like every sort of generation.
Yeah, because
it is like always a take on modern day.
That's
and
it.
it always changes.
So
and I mean, like again, there's a comic book, isn't there?
Yeah.
Which is amazing, and you just
really
like it's the first time that you realise, oh yeah, it can be changed and it's still the same.
And it makes it relevant all the time. Like it can't really go out of date.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's amazing that they've not brought the Flintstones back.
Yeah.
And especially like you kind of like until we watched it for the Patreon. I was kind of an opinion where it was like, I liked it when I was a kid. Not that bothered now.
Yeah.
But you gain a new appreciation for it. And you kind of wonder if that's just because it's not been around for a while. And you're kind of a bit like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's gone now. We're done with it.
That's it.
But it's such a shame.
It
And the
is a shame.
Jetsons as well. I mean, you
Yeah,
could do
the
a whole
Jetsons.
new Jetsons now.
Exactly. Yeah.
The future's like completely different.
Yeah. It looks
Non-existent.
yeah. Yeah.
Post-apocalyptic Jetsons.
Oh man,
That's
yeah.
probably
Could you imagine? That is what they'd go for as well.
They'll just be on another planet.
Mm. Yeah.
Kelsey on 9 or whatever.
That's
it was.
it.
If you listen to our last episode, that joke might land. Or might not. You might be like, not again.
Yeah.
Probably.
Please no.
But yeah, it seems weird that we don't see them more.
Mm.
Because it's not like Hanna-Barbera don't exist anymore.
Yeah. They're still there.
Yeah. And they've got a lot of properties that they don't really use.
It is weird for saying that, like how much other companies are like basically grabbing at every property they've got, and they're like, let's do this. Let's turn this into like a big blockbuster or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, or like let's turn this into like a video game.
Yeah.
Like it's strange, like how many are there that they're just.
But then, in saying that, they are planning on doing this whole thing with Scoob. Because I know there's a whole thing about Dick Dastardly,
right,
which is possibly a major spoiler for the film from what I've seen in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's like,
right.
spoiler alert, stop listening now if you don't want to hear me say the next thing, but I think he's the villain in it.
Oh snap.
But I mean, that's cool anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, don't announce that he's going to be in it if you want it to be a flipping.
Exactly.
But still, that's cool. I mean, those characters. Dick Dastardly.
Yeah.
Awesome character.
All the wacky races.
Wacky Races, yeah. I mean, Wacky Races is something we should do. Because actually that is a pretty bizarre thing. It's a show about a race.
Yeah.
And they did more than one episode of it.
Yeah.
It was pretty incredible. They've never done that. I don't Speed Racer maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, there aren't many shows about races that actually just have a race in them.
Yeah.
Like the whole show was one race.
Yeah.
What's that all about? You don't ever see
race.
that. That's a unique thing.
That's it.
And they have all these characters that seem like they have been in something else.
Yeah.
It was like the original Mario Kart.
That's it. It was
And
the
you're like,
original.
oh man, they're all coming
Just like,
together. Even though none of them were in anything. Except for maybe like, I don't know what came first. Because obviously Dick Dastardly was in Catch the Pigeon. And then there was an Ant Hill Mob cartoon.
Right.
With Penelope Pitstop in, which makes me think it's probably that came after.
Yeah.
I don't know about Catch the Pigeon though.
Yeah.
We'll save that. We'll save for this. We're going too far here.
That's it. Spoilers for that.
Spoilers,
for our Wacky Races episode.
Getting too into the Hanna-Barbera rabbit hole here. Well, shall we? We've talked about it. We've talked about Hanna-Barbera. Let's rate and review. Okay, so here on Toon Jam we have a immaculate 3-point rating system, which goes as followed: thumbs up. Picnic baskets in general. Thumbs down. Yours has been poisoned and therefore I must take it away. Shaky middle. This one sits under a tree, but in the middle of a gap. Maybe I should take it. So, just to clarify on those vague, it's good, thumbs up, bad, thumbs down, shaky middle, shaky middle.
Yeah.
That's pretty self-explanatory. So, Yogi Bear, or The Yogi Bear Show.
The Yogi Bear Show. Yeah. Well, I think the premise is pretty timeless.
Timeless present. Present.
Timeless present.
It's a timeless present. It keeps giving to you.
It just keeps giving over and over again. Yeah. I mean, like, bears love picnic baskets. That is something we know from nature. It's something we've seen on National Geographic. They just love picnic baskets. They're just drawn to them for whatever reason. Yeah. And
I mean, is this genuinely, actually now? Does this happen in America?
I think bears.
There seems to be a lot about picnics and bears.
Yeah, they like the food.
If you go down to the woods today.
Yeah, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it is terrifying. Like, but who's getting their picnic stolen by bears?
I think there's like the whole thing as well of like, if you're camping, you have to like put your food in like a bag or something and tie it in a tree. Because
I mean, what a terrifying prospect. Why would you ever camp anywhere?
I know. That's just because Yellystone Park just sounds like a nightmare. If there's Yogi Bear type characters that are going to be there trying to get you food.
Just madness.
Yeah.
Actually, like stealing. Do they steal picnic? If anyone is listening that has stayed in a national park in America and knows what's going on, please tell us. Do they actually steal Picnic baskets. Is that a thing?
Is that a thing? Yeah. It's like if you go into a bear cave, is it just full of picnic baskets?
just they're all empty because they've eaten everything in
Yeah.
it, but they've kept the baskets. I don't know.
Scary. Because that's what the gritty HBO Yogi Bear would be like.
Yeah, that's what
He'd
I
just be
want.
like a hoarder.
HBO Max.
Yeah. Oh man. It's gonna be intense.
Yeah, if you go down to the woods, like a really haunted version,
Yeah.
but like not the one I just sang, but as the intro.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Oh man. We need to pitch this to Hanna-Barbera. The
Yeah.
HBO
Yogi.
Yogi Bear. Yeah.
Hey, boo-boo. I think I found a picnic basket. And then he like rips someone's head off.
Yeah.
Just right after he says that.
That's it.
Oh, too spooky.
Maws them.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's
It's just
like
the
the
Revenant.
But sorry, carry on.
Yeah. So yeah, bears and picnic baskets is pretty funny, and obviously they did a lot of variations and work out of this, because this happens pretty much every episode. But
Yeah.
they still keep it fresh. Like it's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
funny. I did laugh a few times.
Yeah.
And like the characters are lovable still.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no question.
Yeah, and it's got that feel to it where it's like it feels like an old school cartoon, and the fact that the environments are just so kind of lush and it's pleasant. It's
enjoyable,
fun.
isn't it?
Yeah,
'Cause it'd be good, like if you were depressed,
yeah.
you could sit and watch all of these all day.
Oh yeah,
and it would make you feel
just
a little
pick
bit,
you up, yeah.
for those moments.
That's it. It's not a dingy premise or anything. It's just like, oh, this is fun. It's a fun
Yeah.
place to be. Like even when stuff goes wrong, it's just funny. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, there's not a lot to dislike about it. I think maybe there probably is a bit of like dating stuff or whatever that like eventually, there'll be jokes and stuff that are
Yeah,
like a
I
bit,
mean, just like the.
but I mean, it is
impersonation
really
stuff.
old, so I mean, you're gonna get that, I
Yeah.
guess. But I think overall, really, I think Yogi Bear pretty much, I'd say thumbs up on that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's anything I'd really take away
No.
from that.
No, I think it's it has got everything like a short cartoon needs.
Yeah.
It's perhaps, when you watch others, slightly limited
Yeah.
in, you watch something like Bugs Bunny. If you compared it to that,
Yeah.
there's no competition. There's so much more to a Looney Tunes cartoon, and some of them are far older.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Like it's the show is funny. Like you say, the characters are likable. I do question the collar.
Yeah. What is the
Like, and it's not a problem at all, obviously, but just how they came up with, like, did they just want him to wear a tie, and they were like, how can he wear a tie?
Yeah. But
Like,
surely
you
they could have just
put
had
a
the
tie around his neck.
Yeah.
It's the collars that are just weird.
Because it's as if he's wearing a bear suit over the top of an actual suit.
The only thing I think is if he looks like who they were impersonating in some way.
Yeah.
Like he always wore a shirt and tie or something. Again, lost in
Yeah.
ether. But Yogi Bear, lovable character. Boo Boo, lovable.
That's it.
Even the Ranger's likable. It's not like you don't. It's not like ugh, him again.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone's likable. Funny concept, nice and short. Don't get bored. Enjoy it. Looks nice as well. Has that Hanna-Barbera feel to it. It is like sort of their golden age, I suppose, like the 60s. So yeah, thumbs up, double thumbs up. We're on a roll.
Yeah,
we're on a streak.
That's it. And I mean, the other thing, Yogi Bear is still relevant today because let's not forget that Pharrell brought the hat back as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So
about time.
Yogi Bear still in fashion.
Yeah.
All these years later.
thanks.
The collar might be questionable, but the hat.
Who wore it? Who wore it better?
That's it.
Pharrell or Yogi? Today's big question. Thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please rate and review us on whatever it is you listen to us on. It helps us out so much. If you want to get in touch with us on the 3 wild bears of the internet, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, at Toon Jam Pod, feel free to do so with any recommendations or sharing your own opinion. We always like to have a chat with our listeners. But otherwise, until next time, stay jammy.
Hey everyone, thank you for listening. If you want to help the show keep going, you can be extra jammy by heading over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/toonjampod. Here you can get a shout out on the show or unlock bonus episodes. Ratings and reviews anywhere you listen to the podcast also really help us out. So thank you, and stay jammy.